I was just thinking that book launches don't normally draw a crowd this big, quite frankly, and that's wonderful. But the folks who aren't here are really missing something. Tonight, this is turning out to be a pretty special evening. We're going to hear from 3 more authors right now. Calling in from Edmundston, New Brunswick.
Hey, that's me.
And that's Louise, Levesque, Burley. Louise, you already know this, but I'll pass it along to the rest of the audience. So
You're breaking up.
Am I? Well, I'll just keep speaking anyway. The hit that Louise is going to talk about, and hopefully we will be able to hear her technically as well, Blindness and Rheumatoid Arthritis, and she's one of the authors of the gift of the hit, Louise, Levesque, Burley.
Well, thank you very much. I have a special request. I'm going to ask Peter and Andrea and Vance and Hannah to stand and go up front because my hit began at a very, very young. So let me know when you're up there, Pete.
Okay. What's happening?
You're here?
Yes.
Okay. You're looking good, guys. I want to thank you. First of all, those that want to follow, open your books. And if you don't have one, when I do sell one, I put it in a gift bag because it's a true gift. And so buy one now, open it to page 67 to 76 is my version of my life. And I want to take you right to the very beginning when my mom was, my thing is the impossible is possible. And I want to take you to the very beginning when my mom was pregnant with me. And what happened is the doctors said to her and Dad, guess what? You're going to have a handicapped baby. And you're talking 57 years ago. I'm dating myself at 8. Who cares? So what happened? My parents, what does that mean? They didn't know what that would mean for their life and for me and whatnot. So what they did is they went home and they really made a lot of conversation and important decision, and they knew that God made no mistakes. So they decided I was born. They decided to have me. So here I am, a little baby that is very sick. I have chronic rheumatoid arthritis, which at that time they didn't know what the label was. And for the first year of my life, I was in and out of hospitals trying to figure out what it was all about. And when I had pain, I was not a baby that cried, but I made myself my own world called Louise's World. And when I was excruciating pain, that's where I went. And so it would be like if I were to explain the pain to you, it was like bringing a face cloth. You know, when you're trying to get all the water and you're squeezing it, my bones felt like somebody was squeezing it felt like that, my bones. And there wasn't a whole lot of medication. So what happened is with time, my mother is the one who got inspired with little droplets of wine. She dipped a little bit of now she didn't make me an alcoholic. And she pressed little pieces of drop of red wine on my tongue, and because I wasn't eating, and therefore she saved my life because one, what does that do? Open your appetite. So I began to eat a little bit more and more blood was produced, and they were, because they were saying to my parents that I was going to die the first year. Now, I spoke at a very young age, 10 months, and so what I want to say to parents look at Andrea, who believed in the relationship with Peter. And you know, I know Peter many years, and he kept saying, well, I don't know. And I said, well, you don't meet a person the second time around and not do something about it, Peter. So what happened in my life? What happened is, at the age of 2, my father, I want to tell you this story because this is what made a huge difference. And this is what parents can lead their children, their legend, and whatnot. I had to go to the hospital for wax treatment. And as you can see, my hands are crooked. I have crooked feet. My tongue is not crooked and my brain isn't, because that's a muscle. It's just the bones that are going crooked. And I have 2 knee replacements since then. And what happened is Dad wanted to find a unpaid bride. She had another child at home to take me to the hospital for wax treatment 3 times a week. And Dad was a traveling salesman back then. They didn't have internet to do sales. So they had manufacturer hired, and they used salespeople on the road. So he instilled a little tea party. And he came to me and he said, Louise, I'm going to have a couple of people in for a tea party. Would you like to come and join us? And I'm 2 years old. I'm proud as a peacock. I said, yes, right? I'm going to an adult tea party. I couldn't walk. I didn't walk until the age of 4. And so I went to the tea party, and they chatted, the 3, with Dad and the 2 guys and whatnot. And there was one in particular who kept glancing at me and smiling. And the other one didn't hardly look at me. And I had some vision back then, okay? So here's the thing. Dad instilled that little tea party for me to make a decision at 2. And it was to choose my chauffeur to take me back and forth from the hospital to home for my wax treatment. It was a taxi driver. He came back into the room after they left, and he said, which one of those men did you like the most? And I said, well, I kind of like Michelle. He said, why? I said, because he had a nice smile and he kept looking at me. So what did Dad do right there? He instilled confidence in my decision. He trusted me, and he gave me resilience, right? So let your children make choices, please. Trust their judgment. That is what I learned from that. And now I'm here in New Brunswick because we do have a home in Nova Scotia, because my mom has dementia, and I'm her support system here. And I will be here until she needs me no longer. And here's the thing, what I'm learning with her, it's the abundance of love that I didn't know, because I had to leave home at the age of 10 for an education. So what I want to leave you with tonight, and I hope everybody's going to do this, because here's my aspiration for the first version of Gift of the Hedge. It is someday that the 21 authors, we are all in the same room, and we can give each other a hug. And we can give hugs to Peter. So I'm not there with you physically, but please, I would love for each of you to give a hug to Peter and his family, because in Christmas,